Welcome, everybody. Can you hear me? That's an audiologist's first question all the time. Who remembers the letter writing campaigns of over 10 years ago? Let's give Mayor Dean a hand for finally getting us there. This past week, I was asked, why is this such a big deal when referring to the groundbreaking and to the fact that we're getting a new library? Simply stated, it was time. This new facility reflects our growth of our community and our community's agelessness. Our new library offers something for all of us in the various stages of our life cycle. Whether you're learning to read, whether you're examining the literature for class, enjoying the classics, meeting our friends and neighbors for community enhancement, or convening a local civic or community group, our new Bellevue Library will facilitate all of it. Our library will be the hub for the vibrant community that is and has been Bellevue. Our library will offer an opportunity for story time, for seniors to find companionship and camaraderie, for our teens to come together, for leaders and neighbors to connect in order to continue to build our community. In-depth study was given to every aspect of the design by our team, paying close attention to not only the wishes of the library patrons, but of the neighbors of this new facility. Larry Price, Elise Adler, Kent Oliver, and everyone from architect to designer, a special thanks. Bellevue should be so proud of the gem that we boast. On behalf of the 22nd District, I thank you, Mayor Dean, for recognizing the need and fulfilling a longtime dream of our neighbors and our friends. After multiple promises and previous inaction, we really appreciate you fulfilling the promise. Lastly, and this is my shameless plug, everybody, our Library Enhancements Fund fundraiser is the Taste of Bellevue, to be held November 2nd at the Bellevue Mall, Lot A, outside, not inside. And it will start at 4 o'clock in the afternoon with music. It will conclude at 10. We are selling tickets here today. I would love everybody in the room to buy two, at least two. And ladies in the back, if you'll raise your hand so everybody sees where you are. We are equipped to take cash, credit card, debit card, whatever you want to do, but we would love your money. Thank you. I would now like to introduce Councilman Bo Mitchell of the 35th District.
This is a great day, ladies and gentlemen. We've waited an awfully long time for this. As Ray Bradbury once said, to add a library to a house gives that, without libraries, what have we? We have no past and we have no future. We have a future here, ladies and gentlemen. It's about to be a large future. I know Sherry has said this previously, but I really want to emphasize this. Politicians a lot of times make promises and they forget about those promises. When I first ran for office, I told myself I'm not making any promises because you can't always keep those. Financial situations change. But there was one thing that, before I was even running for council, I was supporting someone who was running for mayor. And I sat down with him and he asked me, well, Bo, what can we do to help Bellevue for the future? And I said one word, Carl. I said a library. I said these folks have been told a lot of things for many years, and if you can provide that, you will have done something that will last generations and help generations. And with that being said, Mayor Dean, you have fulfilled your promise that you made to Bellevue, and I thank you. As Sherry said earlier, this is opportunity. this is opportunity for the young. This is opportunity for the old. You know, when we stop learning, you stop living. And this is going to provide an opportunity for our entire community to grow and learn over years and provide opportunities like no other before. You know, we've had, you know, thank goodness some communities in Davidson County don't even have the little 5,000 square foot facility like we have. So we're fortunate to at least have that. But it's well overdue. You know, we've grown quite a bit larger than that little facility can help us out. So I know it's cold out here today, and I'm going to cut it short, but we've got a little 5,000 square foot facility. We're going to build something 5 times larger than that, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a 25,000 square foot facility. And Cicero said to add a library to a house is to give that house a soul. We're about to have a very large soul in Bellevue. Thank you so much for coming out. And before you leave today, I've got a commemorative poster that we'll be handing out commemorating this day, and I'd love for you to pick one up. Thank you so much.
And with no further ado, I would like to introduce Keith Simmons, our Library Board Chair.
Thank you, Sherry, and thank you, Bo, for your remarks. It's a great privilege and an honor to be here today and to represent our library board. My job is to introduce Kent Oliver, our Director of Libraries, but before I do that, allow me to recognize some other people who are here. We have 3 of our library board members here, in addition to me, Joyce Searcy on the front row here, Lucy Haynes over here, and Robert Orman. They do great work, serve the city, and we appreciate their effort. I also want to recognize Brenda Wynn, who is on our Library Foundation Board, previously on the library board, and now, of course, our county clerk. Where is Brenda? Back in the back. There we go. We also have with us today Terry Hughes, who is the president and CEO of our Library Foundation. Terry does a great job, and the foundation does a great job in supporting our library system and allowing it to do things that we otherwise wouldn't be able to do. I also want to thank and recognize the Friends of Public Libraries. The Friends group here has been and no doubt will be very instrumental in making this one of the great library branches in our system. So we thank them. At the library, we say that books are only half the story, and the rest of the story has to do with learning and knitting our community together. We cannot have a free and democratic society unless we are all educated and informed. We can't have a dynamic workforce unless we are all lifetime learners, from kindergarten all the way through the end of life. We must be lifelong learners. And we cannot have strong communities without strong institutions to knit those communities together. Institutions like the library and institutions like the Bellevue branch will be. This facility and the way that this community will support it delivers on all those promises and will be a great addition to what's already a great system. So I want to introduce to you now Kent Oliver. Kent has been with us for a year as our library director. Kent came to us from Stark County Library in Canton, Ohio. Previous to that, he was a Kansan. He still has some allegiances to sports teams in that part of the world. We're gonna fix that as best we can. He continues to be a Royals fan and a Jayhawk fan and all that. That sort of has diminishing returns connected with it. So we're winning him over slowly. But Kent has had a great first year. He came last July. It has been a really productive, great year, and we are very happy to have, and very fortunate to have Kent Oliver with us. So Kent.
Thank y'all. See, I know how to talking about. No, I can't help but think this morning as we were sitting here, some of us kind of shivering. My third day on the job, I was told that I was coming out to the Bellevue branch and the mayor was going to be out here and we were going to walk the side of the new Bellevue branch library. And wanting to make a good impression, of course, I had on a full suit that day. And of course, that day in June, it was 90 degrees and 90% humidity. So I'm feeling a little bit different temperature-wise today, but I'm feeling a whole lot warmer as far as the excitement that we have for this new building. And I believe everyone in Bellevue joins me when they're ready for a new and improved library in this community. My joy today is getting to tell you a little bit about what you're going to find in this library once it opens next year. This new 25,000 square foot library will include a community room with a kitchenette, and the current library, as Bo mentioned, is 5,200 square feet, so a little bit of a growth there. We plan to add 22,000 items to the current collection and open our doors with about 67,000 items total. This includes larger, well-displayed collections of books, DVDs, and music. We also plan to quadruple, that's right, quadruple the number of public computers. There will be large children areas with age-appropriate spaces that will encourage children to explore, interact, and learn. There will be a separate teen tween space that will integrate technology, encouraging students to be creators. The cafe area will offer comfortable seating with views to the outside. And of course, there will be extensive technology that will be available throughout the library, along with Wi-Fi access, so that you can bring your own devices to the library to log on. During the design phase, careful care was taken to consider the needs and wishes of the Bellevue community. The building site itself will be park-like in nature. Part of that design includes a quarter-mile walking track around the perimeter of the library site. Yes, you're still going to have your walking track. There will be a natural garden setting that includes the installation of a public art learning tree, and it will have a tiered lawn to accommodate story times and other programs. There will be ample parking in place with charging spaces for 2 electric vehicles. The main entry to the library will include a Bellevue history wall. Let me repeat that. We will have a Bellevue history wall. The front of the new library will face Ball Road and features a community porch the length of the library, and you can see that picture over here. Special attention has been taken to consider the impact on the surrounding neighborhood in areas such as lighting, stormwater drainage, and parking. The building design, as well as the construction materials, will follow LEED practices to reduce environmental impact. I have to say that I've never been involved in a building project that was such a collaborative effort as this particular building. It's been a collaborative effort between the library's building team, Hastings Architecture Associates, Messer Construction, and Metro General Services. And for those of you that have never been involved with building projects in Metro, they cannot go forward without General Services, and they do an incredible job. I have no doubt that the end product will be a great example of a successful collaboration, and thank the library team and our partners for the wonderful work they are doing. I would also like to thank Bellevue Middle School Principal Dr. Springer and the band for being here today, along with Paul Waters, their band director. And I'd also like to thank our partners in the Arts Commission for the wonderful work they've been doing in helping to design the art for this site. I am thrilled that we are ready to begin the construction phase of this project, and like you, I cannot wait for it to open. It is always a great pleasure to introduce our next speaker. His interest in learning, education, and libraries is a commitment to the future and the quality of life in Bellevue and Nashville. It is my pleasure to introduce the Honorable Mayor Carl Jean.
Well, thank you, Kent, for that very kind introduction, and thank you for all the great work you've been doing for our city. I'm okay with holding on to some of your sports teams, but if you're going to go with Major League Baseball, you can find other teams more rewarding than the Royals, and the Red Sox just happen to come to mind to me. But it is great to be here, and I want to take a moment to acknowledge some additional elected officials who are here with us. First, I want to recognize my good friend, Judge Aaron Holt. Aaron, thank you for all you do. And I also want to take this moment to recognize a true friend of Bellevue and a true friend of this cause to have a library, a new library here in Bellevue, Councilman at Large Charlie Tigard. Charlie, thanks for being here. I want to thank the band. I know Bellevue is rightfully so very proud of this band. Very, very proud. And I want to thank you all. It really is a wonderful thing to see so many people excited about a new library. I believe that when a city invests in its library, it's making a statement about who we are as a city. It's a statement that learning and literacy are priorities, and that is certainly true for Nashville. When I talk to young people, to kids, I always ask them to do two things for me. One thing I ask them to do, and heck, I'll ask you all to do the same thing, is exercise every day for at least 30 minutes. And when you're done here, you'll be cold enough that the exercise will do you well. But I think it's real important for our city that we occasionally turn the tube off and turn off the machines and do something. Walk, run, doesn't have to be a team effort, it just has to be some movement for 30 minutes a day. And then equally important, I think, is to read, particularly for young kids. Have your parents read to you. If your parents read to your kids, read to your grandchildren, read to your nephews and your nieces. But if we can get kids to read every day for 30 minutes, just 30 minutes a day, think how much better prepared they're going to be for everything in the rest of their life. Reading is really the foundation for everything, and it opens the doors to so many possibilities, so many different dreams that the kids can have, so many different things that they can think about. I've been molded by, I think, my love of libraries. I tell people frequently when I talk about libraries that the most important place in my little hometown, which is about 17,000 people, was the public library. I spent hours there. It was a place where you could go and you felt like the world was open to you and you could dream about anything and you could really work to obtain almost anything. So libraries are enormously important. And if I had a vision for Nashville for the future, what I want Nashville to be, more than anything else, would be to be a city of lifelong learners, where people are always thinking, where people are always learning, where people are always gathering together. And if we achieve that, I think really we can achieve anything. So today is really a great day. Libraries are a gateway to the world. They're a place, as I say, for people to explore and dream and grow. And so our libraries must be welcoming and inviting, a place where you want to spend time. I often get asked, as a government, how we decide to invest in services and infrastructure projects. And the answer is simple. We look at need. It's even simpler when you have Charlie, Sherry, and Bo talking about Bellevue all the time. Here in Bellevue, the need for a new public library is great and is undeniable. There is more demand for library services than the current facility can possibly meet. And meeting our community needs, whether it's libraries or parks or other city services, is what keeps our quality of life high and keeps Nashville a place where people want to live. Your council representatives in this area have been strong advocates for this project. And I am especially pleased that we were able to identify a site next to Bellevue Middle School. I think this relationship, this location is superb. We began expanding library services into our public schools through Limitless Library programs several years ago. And people ask me what I'm most proud of since I've been mayor. You know, there's a lot of things, and it means probably more here than any other part of the city, was the reaction of our city to the flood of 2010. Very proud of that. I'm proud of the convention center. But you know, when I think about things, what really gets me excited is this program with Limitless Libraries. This program allows students to check out any library book in the city from their school library and have it delivered directly to their school. Library circulation and the number of student library card holders have increased dramatically through this program. And I know the proximity of this new Bellevue Library branch to the middle school will make this connection even stronger. The library will be a tremendous resource for our middle school students in this area. I look forward to coming back here in about a year for the grand opening celebration. And now I'd like to invite the other speakers, the council members, members of the library board and library foundation board, as well as the Bellevue branch librarian to join me for the ceremonial groundbreaking. We're going to do this for the photographers first.
Okay.
Pick up a load here and hold it. We make this as complicated as we can. Now on the count of 3, we're going to not throw it at the photographer. We're going to throw it right here in front of us. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. There we go. Yes.